Christian fundamentalism is going to kill us all. Yes, you heard me right. There is a political movement in the United States that believes the world has to descend into total chaos before Jesus Christ can return on his magic carpet. To these lunatics, the war in the Middle East isn't a tragedy or just geopolitics. It's prophecy. And this belief is tied directly to one of the most powerful and fucking insane political alliances in modern history, the alliance between American evangelical Christians and the greater state of Israel. If that sounds dumb, I understand. But here's the uncomfortable truth about it, because this isn't just a conspiracy theory. It's a worldview openly discussed in churches, political organizations, and among people who actually influence American politics. And if you look closely at what some of these movements believe, it becomes even more deeply unsettling. We are talking about dispensationalism, that 19th century mental virus that got spread through the Left Behind novels. According to the twisted logic, the Bible is a roadmap to the apocalypse. They think that the Jewish people returning to the Holy Land and establishing the modern state of Israel, the greater state of Israel, wasn't a historical accident. It's a fulfillment to a prophecy. Millions of Americans believe that Israel expanding its territory is the next step in a chain of events that leads towards the final battle in the book of Revelations. They think that supporting Israel politically isn't just diplomacy, that it's actually participating in the timeline of the apocalypse itself. These Christian fleshlights for Israel are one of the most influential forces in American politics right now. These people believe the existence and expansion of Israel is necessary for the return of Christ. And because evangelicals represent one of the largest and most reliable voting blocs in the country, politicians like Donald Trump knew exactly what to do to win them over. During his first presidency, Trump moved the U.S. Embassy to Jerusalem and recognized Israeli sovereignty over the Golan Heights. To these evangelical leaders, these weren't just policy wins, they were prophetic milestones. They were signs that the end times were coming. Some of these clapped out pastors were actually calling Trump the chosen one, saying he was sent by God to defend Israel. From Israel's perspective, these people are incredibly valuable political allies. They have tens of millions of voters who will back them no matter what. But here's where things start to get even more disturbing. There have been growing concerns about how religious rhetoric intersects with military discussions surrounding conflict in the Middle East, particularly with Iran right now. If even a small number of military leaders or political figures are viewing global conflict through the lens of apocalyptic theology, that raises serious questions. The U.S. military is supposed to operate on strategy, diplomacy, and national interest, not religious prophecy. But when apocalyptic belief systems intersect with political power, the line between theology and foreign policy begin to blur. And when that happens, it creates a dangerous feedback loop. A religious movement believes conflict in the Middle East is part of God's plan. Politicians depend on those voters to stay in power. Foreign policy begins aligning with those religious expectations, and escalating conflict becomes easier to justify. This ideology is a death cult. It's a poison that's eating our foreign policy from the inside out. Religion has been killing people since the invention of the wheel. It has been used to justify genocide and war and oppression for thousands of years. And now it's driving us towards nuclear oblivion. Forget all of the nuance. Forget saying that not all Christians believe this. Fuck that. This is a belief system that is a direct threat to humanity's survival. It's a tool for control that makes people cheer for their own destruction. And while the rest of us are just trying to get by, we're just trying to survive and live our lives in peace, these fucking lunatics are waiting for the sky to open up because they believe they're going to get to go to heaven and eat grapes and play harps and fuck around with Jesus in the clouds while the rest of us are down here screaming and burning and suffering. Fuck them. Religion has always been the enemy of human progress. It's a club for the weak to hide behind while the rest of us try and build a real future. It's a poison that keeps us in the dark so the ruling class can control the light. And now, that poison is in the driver's seat. Look at Trump. He's a pedophile wannabe dictator, a pathetic little fleshlight for Israel because they have dirt on him. They know he's fucking children, that he's been doing that shit for years, and he's just servicing them on command now. He doesn't give a shit about the United States. He doesn't give a shit about democracy. He's just a fucking puppet on a string, jerking himself off for Tel Aviv. What's the price for servitude? The price is American blood. Israel is going to continue throwing Americans into the fire for their imperialistic war in the Middle East. They don't care about our soldiers. They don't care about you. They don't care about our cities. They just want us all to die so they can expand their fucking territory. Every American killed in this war is a victim of Christian fundamentalism and Jewish imperialism, working together to destroy the world. They are dragging us into the abyss because they are too stupid and too evil to stop. This is the end result of mixing politics with fairy tales. We are heading toward a nuclear apocalypse because a few thousand lunatics in the Bible Belt want to see the world burn so they can meet their sky genie. And while we burn, they'll be in heaven eating grapes and laughing at us. That's what they think. So fuck them, fuck religion, fuck Trump, fuck Israel, and wake the fuck up. You mark my fucking words. If Israel gets backed into a corner, they are going to nuke Iran and who knows where else. Because now there's other nations in the Middle East being brought into the conflict. America's probably going to join in and nuke them too. So if there's any maggots out there listening to this, congratulations. This is what you fucking voted for. You fucking inbred idiot. You fucking asshole. You fucking hateful piece of shit. So I hope you're ready to send your sons and daughters into the Middle East to die in another pointless foreign conflict that shouldn't involve us, but now it does because you handed the keys of the castle to a lunatic that raped children. If you still support Donald Trump, you do not deserve voting rights. You are subhuman dirt, vermin, the lowest of worm shit in the soil. You do not deserve the same rights as the rest of us. You evil, warmongering, imperialistic, psychotic, raging, lunatic fucking piece of shit. So I encourage people to go out there and dig deeper into the internet. There's quite a few people I've seen talking about it. But that's about it, really, for this video. See ya.